Good evening. Welcome to the world of Selin. I am your DM, John Respaldiza, and these are our players, which I will be asking them to introduce themselves and their characters in the order I see them on my screen. So, Cirque?
Hi there, my name is Patrick, or Cirque, and I'll be playing the role of Captain Jack. Oh, just kidding, no. I'll be playing the role of Rogue Bard Extraordinaire Ashane.
Very good. Ryan?
I'm Ryan. I'm going to be playing Ensimus Alwyn Kenneth. He is a artificer.
Nice. Max?
I'm Max. I'm playing Ander Atherizer, Sorcerer.
It's me? Oh, I'm Sav, and I'm going to be playing Freya. And I am a drow rogue.
Alright. And Bacon?
I'm Charles. Go by Bacon. Character is Bacon, and so on and so forth. We'll just shorten it to Bacon. And I am a Dragonborn Bard.
Very nice. Alright, so this evening we're going to start things off a little bit differently. And we're going to start with Freya. Asleep in her room. Freya, you don't normally sleep. That's not really an elven thing. They just kind of meditate quietly, but you actually fall asleep. And you dream for one of the few times in your life. In the dream, you're running through a forest covered in snow. There's a garland of flowers around your head. Due to an unfortunate error with the recording software, a brief section was lost. Freya's dream held a visitor from her past, an old man who had helped her once. He was seeking her help this time. One of my fangs has awoken recently, and for the first time in thousands of years I can sense her presence. She is in Perrin, not far from where you are. Now, with your background, you know that the fangs were where the talons of Drakan were like the administrators and the, governors kind of thing. The fangs were the champions. They were the ones, when there was any kind of ritual combat, that were chosen to represent not just Drakan, but Bahamut himself.
I'm so sorry, John. Can you repeat your last part of what he was telling me?
He said, one of my fangs has awoken recently, and I sense her presence for the first time in thousands of years. She is in Perrin, not far from where you are. I would ask you to pass on a message when you meet her.
What is this message?
The first is that I hope that she is well, and that she and hers are flourishing. And the second is that I apologize for having left her behind.
How will I know her when I find her?
You will know her by the token she bears. 10 times she fought as my champion, and 10 medallions she was given for it.
What is her name?
Alesha.
I will do my best to find Alesha and pass along her message.
Best is all I can ever ask of one of the talons of justice. And with that, you wake up. And as you wake up, the dream is supernaturally clear in your mind. And you remember meeting someone while you were a part of the Talons of Justice that had one of those medallions. It was a gold coin with a simple embossed dragon's fang on it. End scene. And so, all of you, later on that day, have been summoned to the Guildmaster's room in the Guild Hall in Brindleford. And the Guildmaster is writing down a whole bunch of things in a note. He looks up and says, "Ah, good, you're all here now. Freya, you and your group, well, most of the group you've been working with had to be sent off on other missions. Abraxas was specifically requested for one, and Olaf and the others were the best choice for another small mission that I have. So, I've brought in 2 others to help you on this mission. It shouldn't be too much trouble for you. This is Ashane and Ensemas. Ashane and Semas. This is Freya, Bacon, and Anders. You'll be working together on this.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Pleasure to
sending
meet
me
you.
out, just sending me out with a bunch of kids again?
Look, Ensemas, either you can do the work, or you can go find somewhere else to stay instead of blowing up a room a week here at the guild hall.
Fine.
Alright, so, your mission today is a bit north of the city. There's been some reports from some of the homesteading farmers and other people in that area that a goblin tribe has arrived recently. We're not sure what they're here for, and so, as is tradition, the Adventurers Guild is being asked to go and handle them however your judgment deems best. Now, you all know that the goblins in Perrin can fall into one of 3 categories generally. There are ones that are just wandering hunter-gatherer tribes that will come through an area, hunt some wild food, maybe trade occasionally with things that they've collected, and then move on. There are trading groups that are just tribes of goblins that will move from place to place, scavenging in ruins and trading the things that they find for things that they might need. And there are raiding goblins that will come in, find isolated homesteads and things like that, and try and loot whatever they can, kill anyone that's there that gets in their way, and then leave. Which is why the Adventurers Guild leaves it largely up to your judgment how you decide to deal with any particular tribe.
And
Right?
what are we gonna? What's the pay for this? I don't mind taking on new people as long as they're not dead weight. If I have to split
Dead
the
weight?
bounty, pull your own.
Well, that's fair. In my travels, I've definitely had to pull quite a few, so I think we'll be alright.
Kids these days never have respect for their elders.
I'm gonna head towards the door.
Okay.
There's no reason to linger.
Did we establish how much we were looking at our recompensation for this adventure you've pulled us into?
Depending on how difficult the mission is, it could be anywhere from 50 to 150 gold apiece. Of course, if you find, you're able to trade with them, then you can potentially make extra money on your own with that. That's a decision you'll have to make.
Quite fair, quite fair.
Are there
I
any
feel-
existing connections we need to be aware of?
None in that area. This is not one of the recognized trading tribes.
Blow them
Okay.
away.
Did you pay me from last time?
How much gold do you have at the moment?
175.
175? Yes, you have been paid from the last time.
I feel like there should be more. I'll take it.
I mean, I haven't started charging y'all rent yet, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about rent, if you like, I am pretty skilled at entertaining and music, so if that does come up, I could maybe consider the possibility of providing some entertainment for your patrons in recompensance. Just tossing that little nugget out there for you.
I could entertain some children too.
Oh dear God.
No large explosions to entertain children, please.
No, nothing dangerous. And I'll reach into my pocket and pull out a little 1-inch sphere and just hand it to him.
Me?
Yeah.
Did
And then as
What
soon
is
as he
this?
takes it, it just there's a fart sound and a certain smell accompanying it.
On that note, I take my leave of the room.
Wonderful.
And Simus, I'm going to ask you for the last time to stop using your inventions in my office.
Right.
Next time, you'll have to find an inn to stay in.
Am I being punished? I really don't understand.
Thought you already left the room.
I'm at the bed. I'm at the end.
She's
You're
at the
still
door.
at the door.
We got the elven hearing.
Guildmistress just looks at you and says, "Look, we've put him to work with several different groups, and none have quite meshed yet, so it's your turn."
Right.
Think of it as advanced training for if you ever decide to be a guildmaster yourself.
I will keep that in mind. Thank you. And I leave.
Entertaining gizmo, though.
That's one of many.
Alright, so everyone heading out?
Yes.
Anything you're wanting to do before you get on the road, or just take some of the guild horses and head out?
I'm gonna stop by and buy a couple of healing potions.
Okay, that's 30 gold apiece.
I will take 3.
Okay.
Do they have any other potions of interest that we might want?
I mean, what are you looking for?
What would be in around the same price range that might be interesting? They would have, I don't know.
There would be Potion of Animal Speaking. That would be about 20 gold. Potion of Featherfall, that would be about 35. No, what else are you looking for?
Can I'll actually take 2 healing potions and 1 potion of animal speaking, please.
Okay.
Am I around at this point as well?
I mean, you can be.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to point out that I do have the spell of speaking with animals, just in case you might need it. If you would like to use your gold for anything else, but I'm not telling you how to spend your money.
I
Just
appreciate
offering some
it,
advice.
but
Mhm.
I tend to work on my own.
I can respect that. I've been on solo travels many a time.
Well, maybe if we happen to be crossing the path of nice owlbear or something, then
Yeah.
you can go ahead and I'll just save it for later.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Leave the tiefling to handle the owlbear. I see how it is. No worries.
Mm.
I ask, do you happen to have a flask of oil, and how much that might be?
Yes, that would be 5 gold.
Okay, I'll take that, please.
They hand over a flask of oil.
Okay. I pop that in my sack.
Right? I'm good.
All right, everyone ready to go?
Ready?
Yes, ready.
All right, so you all head out on the road north. You've been traveling about 3 hours. You've been told that the first sightings of these goblins were about closer to past noon than to the city, so you've got another hour or 2 to go before you get there. You see there's some other adventurers on the road ahead. Not anyone you recognize from the guild hall.
How are they traveling?
They seem to be traveling a bit, like, slowly. Like they're looking for something.
Not looking like injured or
No. No, they all seem to be in good shape, just they're slow, they're scanning the sides of the
cautious.
roads, they're looking around for something, either looking for tracks or traces of something or something else.
Are they headed the same direction as us, or are they coming
They
towards us?
are. They're headed in the same direction. Albeit more slowly than you're traveling.
Okay.
Um,
Just yell out at them as we get kind of close. Just, hey, you little brats, get out of the road!
Oh, God. I would like to,
One moment.
call out. I'd like to apologize for my fellow adventurer here. Please pardon us. We would not like to impede upon your travels. However, we would like to scooch ahead, if you wouldn't mind.
They mostly are gathered on either side of the road. And so they just kind of shift to the side. The one that looks kind of like a leader looks at you all and is like, guild members. Just kind of motions his head forward for you guys to pass.
I like to try to see what they're looking for.
Okay, that would be an insight check.
Passive.
No, not your passive. If it were something for your passive,
Roll?
I would just tell you. So
Okay,
you
got
need
it.
to roll.
Yay.
He's doing that. Just, I heard that, you little brat. You got a problem with the guild?
Not really one for all the rules and being sent on missions without choosing who and what I work for.
Ah, yeah, I know how that
Oh.
goes. I can agree with that. They only let me blow up so many buildings.
He looks at you like he's trying to figure out if you're serious or not. And then he and his men just take an additional couple steps back.
I'll take a step towards them. Like to
You're on a
match their
horse.
step back.
His hand goes to the sword at his side, and he just kind of unhooks the leather around the handle.
Oh, okay.
Is it,
Just a step back again.
Which one am I rolling?
You're rolling your d20, and then you are adding the number next to your insight skill, which would be a 5 for you.
While Freya's looking around, I notice the little unlatching there, and I call out, "Oh, please pardon again. You wouldn't have happened to seen anything around here trying to cozy up and warm them up to our party just a little bit, letting my loot slung over my back flash just a little."
Haven't seen anything recent. We're looking for something we heard was in the area. A rare creature some of the merchants will pay a bit for. Nothing you guild masters need to worry about.
Oh, maybe nothing we need to worry about, but possibly something we might be interested in. I mean, we are all sharing on this road, aren't we?
Look,
I bet
we
we can
don't
get
try
it
and
for-
take your guild contracts. You don't mess with our independent ones.
Oh, not taking anything. No, no, no. But, maybe I scratch your back, you scratch mine, I pluck my strings. Little bit of give and take.
He just looks at you and kind of shakes his head, like, sorry, got family feed, can't take the risk.
That's fair.
Now, Freya, with that 19 on insight, and what he said, you can tell they were looking for some kind of creature. They were looking to the ground for tracks. They were looking, under, the brush and trying to, move things to see along the side of the road. So from the way they're behaving with a 19 on your insight roll, you can tell that whatever it is, it's small, and it's something that would be easy to overlook or might camouflage itself in the underbrush.
A price, you say? What were they offering for this? Just out of curiosity.
It's something we'd have to negotiate. Each one's unique. And so, depending on who wants what they got, price can vary.
Supply and demand.
I think I saw something scurrying about. It was smallish, a little bit further up that way, right past where we just came from. You should go check that out.
He looks over, and the men on the opposite side of the road, start moving in the direction you indicated. Right? Well, if we find it, thanks.
Of course. My pleasure.
Be hunting.
I'm going to try to see if I can search the area that they were just searching without making a fuss and find this small creature myself.
Okay. That would
Right.
be a. Hang on, let me look at this real quick. I'm going to say that you would need to roll stealth to do that without,
Okay.
rousing any suspicions.
Can we assist her
Oh.
by being a distraction?
I was gonna, yeah, I see Freya moving on. I could pull out my lute and walk the opposite direction. Maybe pull out a folksy song to play along the road.
I mean, roll your performance.
Okay. There it is. Is that a D20?
Yes.
Okay.
I add my self as a +6. I rolled a 18.
All
Okay.
right. My performance is +7, so I add that to my roll. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I rolled a 19, so +7, that's 26.
Okay. So you all just hear Athane start singing quietly, like an old folk song, and the men are kind of listening to it, paying attention to him, and Freya, you're able to get closer to the side of the road that the others were searching on before you distracted them, and look around. You can't see any tracks or traces of anything here, and you think it might be less that the creature is in this area specifically, and more of just like the in general, somewhere in this area this creature might be, and these men are just kind of desperate enough to go looking for a big payday to hope they can hit it.
Question. Out of character. We have an artificer
Yep.
who makes stuff, right?
Mhm.
We have a bard and another bard. 2 bards?
Mhm.
Okay. And then are you
The
a wizard,
sorcerer.
Harry? Yes. Okay.
Sorcerer, which is slightly different.
Okay.
Legally distinct from a wizard.
Different source.
Okay. Right. I have my hands full. Okay. So
You have a +4. I have proficiency in survival, so I could
Oh, okay.
maybe assist with tracking, but I'm not sure that there would be anything to
No, yeah.
Yeah.
see
You have
here.
not
And-
seen any tracks.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
to be clear.
so I wouldn't really be of assistance
And I know,
right now.
but I know. What's your character's name again, Max?
Ender.
Anders.
Hmm.
Just Ander, right?
Yeah.
I have that.
And
Okay.
for clarification, rogue and bard.
Rogue and bot. Oh, okay. All right.
And you would know that because you both have thieves' cant and gave each other the appropriate signals. So.
Oh, sick. Cool. All right. Rogue recognize real. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Back.
So they continue moving along, trying to look for sign, tracks, whatever they can find. See if they can find a trace of this creature that's supposedly in the area.
Okay. Ander.
Is it kittens? I mean, there are kittens everywhere.
Hilarious if it was a goblin.
He
It's
just rolls his eyes and keeps moving.
I think it's something pretty small, but tell you what, if you see anything unusual, let me know, and I might split the reward with you.
I'll keep my eye out. doubt. I mean, might be the goblins already found it.
Well, I don't see anything right now, so
So can we move on? I'm not getting any younger.
None of us are.
I mean,
All right.
depending on your view of time, some of us might be.
You all ready to move along?
Yes.
Okay. So you all keep riding. As you travel, you don't spot any signs of, strange creatures. You see the regular creatures that you're used to, things like rabbits and deer and, other small woodland beings, but nothing really that strikes you as rare or unusual for this area. And let's see who has perception. Okay. Ander, Freya, and Ensimus. You guys are riding along, and you hear something moving around in the bushes a little ways off the road. Like, very definitely not a animal, or if it is, it's a very clumsy one.
hey, you hear that?
Hear what?
That thing, whatever it is. I'm gonna go check it out.
Right? Moving
Are
along?
we supposed to wait here? You want us to come with?
I don't care what you do. Just try not to scare it off. It could be what I'm looking for.
Probably not, but
Anyway, I'm gonna go to take a closer
be
look.
someone hurt. I don't know.
Okay. Are you getting off your horse or riding your horse into the underbrush?
I'm getting
I'll
off my.
get
I
off
get
and-
off my horse.
Okay. So if y'all are dismounting from the horses, you're either going to need to tie them somewhere or someone's going to need to stay back and hold the reins.
Who wants to hold their horses?
Well, I guess I can hold on to them.
You could just tie them to the trees too.
Thank you,
Well,
Kit.
I can watch for things coming
Bacon?
from the road.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Yes.
I guess I can stay with Bacon to keep an eye on the horses for now.
Okay.
I'm really ignoring everything, and I'm already close to trying to find
So
out.
Freya's heading into the underbrush.
Yeah, after I hand off my horse, I follow.
Okay.
I guess I'll go too.
All right.
Not
So-
even trying to be stealthy, just like crashing through the underbrush.
Did I
So-
tell you not to scare this thing off? You have any sort of...
I
So
don't
the
think
three
he
of you-
cares.
Go through the underbrush. Two of you moderately quietly, and one of you just not caring at all. And you get to kind of a clearer area past the past the stuff that's around the road, and you see a goblin. Looks, pretty moderately big, like more of a hobgoblin than a normal goblin. And he's holding a hunting bow and just looking around. And as you enter, or as you get close to the edge of the clearing, he turns and looks at you all. Doesn't raise the weapon, just is holding it partially drawn.
Does it seem
Morning.
like he's noticed us?
Oh yeah, he's definitely noticed you.
Okay. It's not like he just heard something and was kind of just looking in the general direction.
No, he definitely
Okay.
noticed you all. And Anders, did you greet him?
Yes, I said good morning.
He looks at you all, and he says, he speaks, and Ensimus, You realize he's speaking Draconic.
Well, that's
And he
new.
says, where are you? And then he switches to first a language that you recognize as Goblin, but I don't believe any of you know Goblin.
Oh, but I know Draconic.
Yes. Oh, Anders does know Draconic. Sorry about that. I missed that one. So, yes, you both recognize that he's speaking Draconic and what he says. Freya, you've been around people who spoke Draconic enough to recognize the language, even though you don't know it yourself. And then he switches to what you all recognize as Goblin, and then to Common. Says, you from across the sea?
Yes.
Come talk to Chief?
That is our intent.
He turns around, lifts the bow, and kind of motions for you to follow him, and starts heading deeper into the woods.
We should probably get the others.
I guess it's a good thing we didn't scare him off.
Who wants to go back and grab them?
And go back and be able to follow the trail.
I
I
mean,
can lead them, catch up.
I'm fine staying with the goblin.
So I'll head back and try to lead the others to catch up,
Okay.
which might be a
kinda
bit difficult getting horses through.
It's not bad underbrush. It's just, if
Okay.
you were to bring a horse through
Be very
trying to be
loud.
quiet, it wouldn't be quiet.
I'll kind of split the difference between the two groups and just kind of like just be a
Walk
waypoint.
slow.
Yeah, just kind of be a waypoint, keep them both in sight,
Mhm.
kind of directing,
Okay.
just so nobody gets lost. And so I could sit down because I'm old and tired.
Valid. So it leads you through the woods, and let's see, who has a high perception?
Got a +5.
Okay.
You mean passive perception?
Ensimus. Yes, I'm looking at everyone's passive perception. So, Ensimus, you're the only one to recognize this, to see this, as you're walking and, occasionally stopping, sitting down for a minute, and then getting up and walking again. You notice that you guys are being shadowed. Like, on either side of where the hobgoblin seems to be leading you all, you can see something's moving through the trees and the underbrush on either side.
Can't
Can't
tell
tell
what
what.
it is. Okay.
Can't tell what. You can't see them directly, but you see enough of a plant just slightly moving and a little flash of movement from the corner of your eye kind of thing that you can tell there's something on either side of you guys that's just kind of keeping pace with you.
Not enough to get like a vague shape or anything.
No, they're about the size of a halfling or a smaller human child, from what you can tell.
Okay.
That's the best guess you've got as to their size.
During one of my breaks, can I take off my giant, what is it, pauldron looking
Mhm.
thing? And I'll just set it down on the ground, like stroke it like a cat almost, and it'll uncurl into a little clockwork cat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and send that off into the trees just to kind of keep an additional eye out.
Okay. It moves out. Do you have, this is your familiar?
Yes.
Okay, so you would have a mental connection to it.
Correct.
And so it also can't quite get a glimpse of what it is that's shadowing you guys. It can also, sense that there's something there moving through, the forest, but can't really tell what it is right now.
I'll just have it do kind of the same thing and shadow us as we go. Keep an
Okay.
eye out.
All right. So, as you all travel, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes of following the hobgoblin to get to what appears to be a very large clearing. And you see a number of tents and, lean-to shelters that have kind of been put up. Camp. And there's hobgoblins and regular goblins and ones that seem to be about in between, wandering through the camp, just cooking, and there's some of them that appear to be sorting through piles of metals and things like that. And there's some others that are, working with weapons, making arrows, that kind of thing. And there's a rather large tent that's a bit fancier. One thing all of you notice is that each of the tents has a symbol on it somewhere, either embroidered on it for the nicer ones or kind of like painted on there for the ones that seem a little less repaired. And it's just a gold coin.
Hmm.
The coin doesn't have anything on it.
It's just a symbolic gold coin. No base, no nothing. And actually, Freya, what is your perception?
13.
13, okay. And actually, all of you had over a 13 perception, so you would have noticed that the hobgoblin had a coin, a single gold coin, on a thing around, on just like a leather, thong around its neck. And as you walk into the camp, you notice that everyone there has kind of the same thing, a gold coin. Some have 2, some have 3 or 4. And anyone who has an insight that is, gonna say 13 or more, notices that the ones that seem to have more coins seem to be the goblins or, smaller hobgoblins. There seems to be almost like a ranking system where the hobgoblins will have 1 to 2, maybe 3. The ones that seem to be half will have 2 to 4, and the ones that look like full goblins will have 4 or more. The hobgoblin stops and looks at you all and says, I go get counsel. Stay. And you can tell common is not exactly an easy language for them to be speaking. So
Will do in Draconic.
I say to nobody in particular. If I had to take a guess, it seems that we have some merchants or traders on our hands. But I would still say to keep our guards up a little bit.
I dare say it does look like they do worship the coin, but I'd agree. can never judge a book by its cover, or a song by its opening note.
Okay, it's fine. Dr. Sprocket's over there keeping an eye out. Ugh, that was a long walk.
I rode my horse.
Back in my day, kids would let the elders ride the horse.
You could have got on your horse if you waited for us to catch up.
Age of freaking kids.
Okay. So, anything y'all want to do while you're waiting? Just
Can I take do a scan of the camp? See what else I can pick up.
yes. Any of you that want to can look around a bit more. Roll me your perception.
Okay. That's
I
a
have the.
Yes, D20
Okay.
plus your perception.
Not
I
20.
have the. Can I have the cat do one too? Do like a lap around the perimeter.
Sure.
You rolled 6. It's
Okay.
terrible.
Someone's going into bad die jail right now.
Oh,
I kind of,
Okay.
there are
So-
I
tents.
rolled a 17.
So we have a 17, a nat 20.
17, and the cat got a 7.
Okay. So 2 17s, a nat 20, and then a 7, a 3, and a 6. So the cat and the other two of you are just kind of distracted by how many goblinoids there seem to be moving around the camp. Like, there's a lot. That's probably at
clan.
least, 30 to 50 members of this tribe in the camp at this moment. Who knows how many are outside the camp?
For food or whatnot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, there's a lot there. It's a lot going on. You're kind of distracted. For those of you who rolled a 17, you notice that actually both of you have, what is your insight real quick? Bacon. Okay, both of you have an insight over 13. So as you are looking around, you notice that there does seem to be a hierarchy among these, but it's strange. Usually among the goblinoid tribes, the bigger goblinoids are the ones in charge. They, use their size and strength to enforce being in control and command and everything like that. In this tribe, it almost seems like the opposite. Like, the ones you see giving orders and stuff like that are the goblins. And the hobgoblins and other goblinoids seem to just take their orders without any fuss, without any, grumbling or back talk, and just do what they're told. Freya, with that natural 20, as you're looking around, you notice that the ones that are sorting through the different types of metals appear to be sorting them into two piles. One, the slightly larger pile, is of less rare metals, things like iron, copper, silver. And then another pile that seems to be gold of different kinds. There's jewelry, there's chunks of literal gold ore, there's coins. Although the coins appear to be in an even, like in a third pile almost, off by themselves. Anytime they find a coin among the, pile of metal, they'll take it and put it specifically with the other coins.
It's quite the collection that they're getting over there. I wonder how these goblins acquired such materials. It does seem like they are sorting them in a way, don't you think?
Sorting what?
The metals, the materials that they have over here. Commander.
Oh, didn't see that.
It seems to me like the smaller they are, the more power they have in the camp. How small is the boss going to be?
Don't underestimate size. Small but mighty.
True. Big things can come in small packages.
That's
They were
what my
speaking
ex-wife said.
Draconic, so maybe magically powerful in some way, perhaps?
Well, it's possible.
Do seem to have their priorities straight, though. Do you see the loot over there?
Yes. Yeah, I noticed it out of the corner of my eye. Take a little peek over there now. Quite impressive. It's one big pile of gold.
Other stuff.
Coins. So what's our plan
don't
for
get
whenever we
started
meet the
taking-
boss?
And have a plan yet.
Hmm.
We ask what brought them here.
Are we trying to get rid of him, or like, what's the plan
Oh.
here?
I do find that a friend is a lot easier to work with than an enemy, so
Yes.
possible maybe we could try and persuade him to speak with us rather than instantly jumping into action.
Are we trying to get
I'd
them to
offer a
leave the
quick-
area,
Not necessarily. If
or
they're
trade
I
with
mean,
us?
if they're
Right?
peaceful traders, then town might benefit from them passing through.
This is true, and if they are not, well, maybe they could be easily frightened away. We never know. Keep our options open.
There seem to
I
be
like the-
quite a lot of them. I'm not about to
Yeah.
take on a fight that I can't win.
I would second
Explosions
that.
even the odds.
That is quite a bit.
However, I wouldn't mind enjoying a little bit of that loot. So if you do end up having an altercation, I wouldn't be
You might
too
slip
upset
away.
with
You say that like you're not going to join us.
Yeah, she's gonna be try to loot something in the chaos, perhaps. If it came to a fight. But
Listen,
I'm just
I have
gonna
my
remind you of
priorities
what happened
straight,
the
but I
last
wouldn't leave
time
you
she tried
hanging.
to snag some loot. Came up a bit lighter overall.
That was just one time, Bacon.
Uh-huh.
And we're not up against a god.
this time, hopefully.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't met them yet.
True. But I
The leader
agree.
could
We should
2
be
inches
nice
tall and a
first.
god.
Let's play nice and see what they're all about.
I'd offer cookies, but I don't have any anymore.
You ate them all
No, I tossed them the last mission.
and didn't grab any on
Oh.
your way out of the guild hall this time.
Wait, we could have had cookies.
Yes.
Yes,
They have-
but
I am brokenhearted.
There are always cookies available at the front desk of the guild hall for guild members.
I am less
do they have
brokenhearted.
muffins?
Okay. I get it. We're hungry.
Hey,
Let's talk to the boss. Maybe they'll serve us some cookies.
So,
doubt he has cookies.
Well,
as you all are talking, the hobgoblin returns, and walking behind him is what appears to be a goblin child. Like, they're about half the size of the other goblins that are around. But they're walking with like a swagger. Like their chest puffed out, and there are 7 gold coins on the string around their neck. And they walk up and say, "Ah, hello. I am Ojitai of the council. What are you here for?"
Commander, we were sent by folks who noticed you guys moving through and to ascertain what kind of folks you were. If you're peaceful traders who just found stuff and was willing to trade.
It's been so long the Coin Goblins have been through here that we have been forgotten. Oh.
By the locals, seems so.
Very strange.
I've got proficiency in history. Would I know anything about him?
You can roll it. If you have proficiency in history, feel free to roll it.
21 total.
Okay. Anyone else have proficiency in history?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm proficiencies now. Like, I don't think I do.
In the meantime, I'm gonna
No.
incline my head
Oh.
respectfully to
Yeah.
the leader. Say, Freya, pleasure to meet you.
I take a bow to the leader, smile. I notice his 7 gold coins. 7, I see, a number of completion. A wonderful, wonderful addition. Pleasure to meet you, Shane, local bard extraordinaire at your service.
I see. So tieflings see 7 as completion, but for us, 7 is only the start of perfection. You must reach 10 to reach the end.
Oh. 10, 7, not that far off. You, my friend, are just there. Perhaps we can find 3 more on our adventures.
They cannot be found, only given. Now, you wish to know why we were here? Sorry, Ryan. Just remembered your roll. So, with a 21 on your history roll, you recognize that name, Coin Goblins. Old stories, though, like from before the countries across the sea came to Perrin. Like, these are old folk tales of the people who lived there about a tribe that would come through and occasionally trade. They would always bring gold. And there was something else about them. Something about those stories of creatures that would be involved in the trades that brought good fortune to anyone who managed to convince the goblins to trust them with it.
To trust them with the creature, or
Mm-hmm.
okay.
So, Ojitai looks at you all, says, "You see, well, we are in need of some supplies, things that we do not make ourselves or grow that can be gotten. Let us see. Would you have, and he starts like gesturing with his hands, says, about this much of undyed cloth, woven cloth.
Uh,
Got some old clothes I don't wear anymore that I could probably straighten up for you.
Fresh cloth is needed, not worn.
I don't believe I have that at the moment.
Hmm.
No, I don't believe I have any undyed cloth on my person right now.
Hmm. Then
I
Do you
doubt my
have-
bedclothes died, but
do you have? He
You
starts he reaches into his pouch and pulls out a stone tablet, and you guys can see that on it are markings. And for those of you who know Draconic, you recognize that those are Draconic runes that appear to have just been scratched into the stone. You can't read what it's saying because he's holding it, away from you, but you do recognize what you see. And it says, worked steel, weapons, steel arrowheads, dried grains, rice, flour, treated leather.
What are you
Anything?
offering up for trade? In exchange?
We trade shinies.
Shinies?
Yes.
Like
Processed or unprocessed.
the pile over there? Those shinies?
Yes.
Oh, I think I might have a few arrows. If you would like.
You can trade for some. How much?
What's the going rate for an arrow? How many shinies are we talking here?
Depends on how many arrows and what quality.
Its arrows are great. I've never seen a better arrow.
He just kind of looks at you. Like,
Take a look for yourself.
okay. And you hand over, I guess, a bundle of arrows. How many?
4.
4? He looks at them and says, these are acceptable quality. If you were to trade, say, 10 of them, we could give you some of the unprocessed shinies.
10?
Now, Freya, you would know that the unprocessed shinies are chunks of gold ore that are each of them about the size of your fist. And those arrows do not cost as much gold as that would be worth.
Okay, I guess that's an okay deal. And I hand over 10 arrows.
Ojutai just taps the hobgoblin that's been standing there, like, almost in a parade rest position, just hands behind its back, waiting, and points over and says, Kokusho, fetch one. The hobgoblin goes over, picks up a chunk of gold ore, and brings it back, hands it to you, and takes the 10 arrows in return.
Appreciate your business.
Ojutai looks at you all. He says, well, if you decide to bring more, we can, of course, trade more with you. We have many shinies, and there are things we must lay up, stores and supplies, before we head back to the nest.
I reach and pull out a single arrow, holding it in my hands gingerly, before the goblin child. And I say, truly, if you are looking for arrows, my friend, you have never seen ones that will fly more straight and more true than the ones I hold before you. What say you to this?
Are you offering any special arrow, or is it just a regular arrow?
It's totally
Okay.
just a regular arrow, but I'm trying to
Look it up.
talk it up. I'm trying to persuade him that it is better than what it is.
Well, very well
Okay,
crafted.
you can roll your persuasion on that.
Okay.
While these interactions are happening, can I try to get a peek at that tablet just to
Okay.
kind of read what's on it?
All right. It's a 19 plus 9, so 28.
That's not bad. That's not bad. He looks at you and says, as one of my friends from the monastery says, I was not born yesterday.
Looks like he was.
Well, neither was I, so possibly that makes us brothers and kin, yes?
Hmm. He looks at you and says, hmm, hmm. Not quite. Him, maybe. You, not quite. When he said him, he pointed at Bacon.
Oh.
I've got a shovel. I don't use it.
Well, mate,
We might need that.
No, we don't. I've got mortars.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's
Though you
it's
might
an
need it if I don't
excellent
join you on
never
it.
used.
are you taking
Very
it out
nice.
and showing it to him?
Yes, I'm taking it out and showing it and
Okay.
trying to get it in the best light.
He takes it, he looks at it, kind of tests the edge of it a little bit, and the size. And even though this is a shovel, like a decent sized shovel for a Dragonborn, you notice he has no problem holding it. Like, just even with one hand, he's like taking it and moving it around to test the balance and everything. And it's like, yes, this is good. This is good. We can trade for this. And he just taps Kokusho. He runs over and grabs another chunk of raw ore and hands it to Bacon before taking the shovel from him. And who here has an insight above 15? I believe someone does. Passive insight.
I have mine right at 15.
Freya.
Mine's
So
13.
Freya is the only one. Freya, you notice that both Ojutai and Kokusho are a little more respectful towards Bacon than they are towards the rest of you. It's not a, it's not a overt kind of thing. It's just, especially with you having been in Drakon, you kind of recognize the way some people would treat Dragonborn as being just slightly a step more respectable than the other races. He looks and says, okay, you were wanting to try and sneak a look at that tablet, right?
Yeah, if I can.
Okay. Give me a sleight of hand check.
15.
15? Okay. You're able to just kind of sidle over and kind of peek from, because he's shorter, so it's easy to kind of look over his shoulder even when you're not, over his shoulder. And you see it's definitely just a list of items that are needed written in Draconic, and it's what he's been telling you guys, things like dried rice, dried flour, dried rice, dried grains. There's things like travel rations and, leather.
The shopping list.
It is essentially a shopping list, yes.
Mhm.
There is a little thing towards the bottom, and it just says shinies, no coins.
From the history check earlier, would I know why they don't take coins?
You would know that it is a peculiarity of the Coin Goblin tribe that they don't really trade in coins.
Okay.
Like, they'll take coins. They are happy to take coins of any kind of, metal or denomination. But they don't tend to give them to travelers. They generally trade in things like, jewelry or raw, metals, things of that nature.
Can I ask? I'll ask. So, are you passing through? From whereabouts were you coming from?
We come from the nest. And those of you who... Actually, all of you, when he says the nest, the only ones who understand that word are the ones that speak Draconic, because he is not using the common word for nest. He's using the Draconic word for it.
I didn't catch that. The what?
A nest. Translate.
Where is that?
Is it your nest? I ask in Draconic.
He looks at Anders and says, "It is the nest." He's also replying in Draconic, so the only ones who understand this are those who speak that.
I ask, are there more than one other tribes who also have their own nest?
No, there is only the nest.
A nest of what?
The nest.
Right.
So where is this? Where are you from? What part of the world?
Towards the setting sun.
West.
They're from across the ocean.
No, that
would be east.
Across the ocean would be east. Unless the sun sets
Oh, my
in
bad.
a different direction, that would
Nope.
be further towards the
Selin is not
Base.
that different. The sun still sets in the west and rises in the east.
So you said
That
that
would be-
you've been here before. Your tribe said that you've passed through this area before at one point.
Yes. Many years ago, when I was younger.
that's towards the aviatrix territory.
And what brings
Stop.
you this way again?
Trade.
Hmm.
And the little ones must travel.
Well, sure we'll be able to assist you in these matters. Especially with... We like to keep the relationships as guild members here. It's our duty, responsibility.
Guild? You are a traders guild?
Adventurers Guild.
We do a number
We'll
of
need
things.
That is a change.
Yes.
People need assistance with things, they hire a guild to help them with them.
So if we give you shinies, you can go get us the things we need in trade.
We could. Can also work with a guild, and they can send anybody. But
We could totally help you.
Above table. What are the regulations on taking a? It wouldn't be breaking the rules to accept a contract directly, would it?
The
Rules.
guildmistress specifically said if they are a trading tribe, you might be able to make some extra coin on the side yourself through trading.
Yes,
So that would be acceptable.
But like in general, like just it's not frowned
So,
upon to
it's-
also.
It's a gray area, but you could argue that being asked to, procure goods for trade is not an actual contract, it's just trading.
It's
with
in
a
the
trading
best
tribe.
interest for the group.
Yes.
Yes, blurred lines.
We're keeping the peace.
50 Shades of Gold.
Do you need help procuring any supplies? I'm sure we can take a look and see if there's something we can work out.
Yes. Do you have paper? I can write in the common tongue.
Oh,
Let's see. I do not.
I have a perfect memory.
Oh.
You can just speak it to me. We have
He looks at
songwriters
you.
too.
And it's just like, very well. And he just starts rattling off a list of like pound, 50 pounds of, flour, 300 pounds of rice, 300 pounds of, dried grains, and so many bolts of cloth undyed, so many bolts of dyed cloth, so many treated leather hides. Like, he's just rattling off an entire shopping list of stuff that he's wanting.
Okay, y'all got that?
Of course, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
Y'all, I mean,
can
you
I
said you
can
had
I try
perfect
to
memory.
can I try to use? Let's see. I think I'm gonna try to use. Let's see. Like, try to write it down.
Okay.
Use mold
You
earth to write down the list on the ground so that I can
then copy it
read
down to
it.
something else. Yeah,
Yes.
you can try that.
I need
Go
to
for-
roll something to see if I can keep up.
I'm going to say yes, you do.
Okay. Should I roll?
I would say give me a D20 plus your Arcana.
With the proficiency
is-
bonus?
Yes.
Can I give him guidance as soon as I see him
Uh,
starting to do that?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
It is a
Okay.
cantrip, and you can do it right away. So
Yep.
Because I rolled a 7, so that.
roll an ex. Well, actually,
It's a D4.
yeah, roll an extra D4.
D4. 2, so that's a total of 9.
9 plus your
Don't
4.
think I. That's including the.
Oh, that's
proficiency
including
bonus.
the proficiency bonus. A 9. Okay, yeah, a
Total.
9 is
Yeah, I
not
don't
quite
keep
enough.
up.
You get like the first half of the list down, and then you're like missing a few things as he's getting into the more detailed things of like how many swords and arrowheads and things like that. You pretty sure you're missing some details there towards
Yeah.
the end. I will allow any of you to roll your intelligence to try to help Anders correct the things he's missing.
Soft 20.
Okay, soft 20. Yeah, you're able to be like, nope. I mean, however you would correct him on
Isn't that
Shall I roll as well?
yes, you can you can roll the intelligence as well.
Okay. Is that just D20?
Yep, D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him
So-
anyway. Does this look right? Afterwards, to double
I got-
check.
I got a nat 1, so that's 2.
I'm going to
I'm
be
not-
avoiding the whole list
I've
scenario.
got
Yeah.
I've got a +1 on my intelligence, and it would be a soft 22.
Nice.
Okay.
Rolled a 9.
So it would be a soft 10 if you rolled a 9.
It's not adding 13 with the what's underneath.
No, that's
no,
your
you,
raw score.
that's your raw
Yeah.
score.
Oh, okay.
The bonus is what you add.
Okay. Soft 10. Phooey.
It's all right. So y'all do well enough to be able to get the list, accurate. He walks around to your direction, looks at the, writing on the ground, and says, "Yes, that is correct."
So I just need to find something to write down on that I can carry with me.
I mean, generally in your adventurer's pack, you would have, some sheets of paper and notebook or
Okay.
something like that, and a pencil that you can copy it
Okay,
down.
So I do that.
As long as you're able to read and write, of course.
Yes. I didn't see that in my list in my inventory, so I assumed I didn't have it.
I generally would assume, again, this is Victorian era time frame,
Yes.
technology-wise and everything, so I assume every adventurer's pack has like a small, notebook and a pencil for taking notes and stuff like that, writing down things you need to remember. Stuff like that.
Fair.
As long as you can read and write.
Since I gave them my shovel, I need to take that out of my inventory. How do I put the gold?
Yes. So the chunk of gold ore you got is worth 25 gold pieces.
You can just manage inventory.
And just
Remove
add
the
it
item.
directly to your gold and remove the items.
Mhm.
So yes, Freya, you need to remove those arrows from your inventory.
You said it was worth how much again?
25 gold.
5.
So,
Figured that was a good thing to check on real quick.
Ojutai goes over to the pile of things, and he pulls out a very finely crafted necklace from among the pile of trinkets and stuff, and comes back and hands it to Bacon and says, this should cover the cost of buying them, and then once you have returned, we will pay you for your part as well.
Buying the supplies?
Yes.
Cool.
This is a very fine necklace, but the minted coin over there might work.
We do not trade the coin, except when one of the little ones needs to travel.
Okay.
The little ones, the young ones? Children?
Yes. Yes, one of the young ones. But we have to find trustworthy people for that.
Oh, we're
Totally
trustworthy.
understandable.
As trustworthy as they come.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Truly a trustworthy friend in need is a friend indeed.
Well, we should get started on helping you out. A lot of shinies too. I mean, a lot of things to get for you.
Yes. Supplies. Always a good thing to have.
Yes.
Well, we will see you in a day or two.
Oh,
That's about right.
you wouldn't happen to have anything want to share a meal, any type of food for these weary travelers?
They're wanting food.
Not like a
You wish to eat? Yes, we can share a meal.
right.
And he beckons you towards a somewhat larger tent. It's not quite as large as the central tent that seems to be where the leaders are, but it's one you've seen, members of the tribe going in and out of. And it's a very tantalizing smell coming from inside. So he leads you in, and you see it's basically like a mess tent, just place for people to come get some food and sit down and eat it. And there's a couple goblins cooking and one smaller goblin who appears to be directing it all. And yeah. She looks over, says, "Ochitai, we feed guests?" He looks at her and says, "Yes, Tramoka, feed guests. Then they go bring back trade." He smiles and nods and starts serving up plates of roasted meat and some wild vegetables that grow in the area. And just serving them on plates, these ceramic plates that seem to be decent quality, like not the kind of thing you'd expect with a wandering tribe. And just hands a plate to each of you along with, a wooden carved fork. Eat. Good food.
I'm going to
Okay.
accept it.
Cool.
Yeah. Are there tables and
Mhm.
seats? Okay.
Yep, just
I'll-
rough carved wooden tables and benches.
I'll accept it. I'll place mine at the corner of a table, pull out my lute, and softly start playing a little bit of ambiance music for everyone while we enjoy our meal.
Okay. Roll a performance check for me.
I'll slap him on the back just like encouragingly and give him guidance.
Okay.
Okay. So I rolled a 10 plus guidance. What is that?
Roll a d4
D4.
and add it to it, and
Alright,
then add your performance bonus.
All right. All right, that's a 4 plus 7, so is that 4, 7's 11. Is that 21?
21.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. Math.
Okay. You are playing just a very beautiful song, and I'm assuming the rest of you are eating. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm eating quickly.
Okay. As you're eating, and as Athane is playing, and Semas, you see just out of the collar of both Ojutai and Dramoka's shirts that they're wearing peeks a small dragon's head. They seem to be swaying along to the music.
Like it's an actual dragon head or just like a scarf?
It looks
kinda
like
thing?
no, it looks like a small dragon. Is peeked its head out and is just kind of swaying its head to the music that Athane is playing.
I just kind of lean over to whoever's sitting next to me and nudge him. Like, The hell is that?
For story purposes, I'm going to say that it is Freya that is next to you.
Oh no.
What?
He's got a second head.
When he points it out, you are able to see there's a small dragon just poking out of the collar of both Ojutai and Dramoka's shirts. And those tiny dragons are just kind of swaying to the music. And I mean tiny, like the head is about this big. Like it's just about the size of, a small gecko or something like that.
Maybe
It's
a
just the
new-
head that's sticking up, or like it's just
Yes.
like a little tiny dragon sitting on their
It-
shoulder?
I mean,
Or it's
you would assume that there is a tiny dragon attached to
Okay.
it. The only part
Okay.
you can see poking above the collar is the head.
Gotcha.
just hiding
gotcha.
inside
Something
the
like
shirt.
kitten sized.
Yeah, I got you.
Is that
Maybe a
what I think it is? Is that
I
a dragon?
want one. You think they'll trade it?
Would I sense the little dragons, even if I haven't seen them?
No, unfortunately, you do not have any kind of sense that would give you. There is no sense dragon, unfortunately.
Okay. Where'd I go?
I'm shocked. But I try to get Ander. She's the
I look over.
You see the same thing they do.
Would you say I've finished eating by now? I'm eating
Yes.
quickly.
Yes.
No.
So nest
Well,
might be dragon's nest. Perhaps. Would assume maybe these are very, very young dragons. Pygmy dragons.
Maybe these
So
are the
since
little
I'm
ones
done-
he was talking about.
Since I'm done eating, I was going to pull out my dulcimer, start playing so that our companion can eat.
Okay.
Guidance.
Roll a performance check with guidance.
I'll say these bards aren't half bad to have around. It's kind of nice.
I rolled an 11.
Is that with the D4?
Oh, that was without the D4 yet. Come here,
Oh.
4. Where'd it
Okay.
go?
Did
It disappeared on me.
Did I notice them noticing any of that while I was playing, or?
I'd say they were not very subtle about it. So yeah, you kind of noticed they were pointing it out something.
Ojutai
going.
noticed us noticing.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely, both Ojutai and Dramoka noticed you guys noticing this.
They have any
They
sort of
don't seem to
reaction?
be doing
to it?
anything about it. No.
Yeah.
They're
No,
just...
they're not
The
worried.
D4
Yeah,
gave
they're
me a
not worried.
1.
Okay, so you rolled an 11 plus 1, so that's 12 plus 9 is a 21. So you're playing about the same level as a Shane was.
That's good. My D4
Oh.
sunk into my pocket out of my dice bag. It's like, shit, where'd it go?
Well, as bacon stands, I take my seat at the table and enjoy my meal.
It's very well cooked, very flavorful. Seems just really good food.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take my eyes off these dragons.
It's so cool.
Hey, didn't you say that you could to speak with animals or dragons?
I could, yes. So, where is it? So,
Aren't dragons usually... They need to be older to understand and speak common anyways?
Roll me your, let's see. I can't remember if nature and survival, they are. Okay, roll me your nature check.
Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Since you were the one asking about when dragons would be able to...
18.
Okay. You would know that dragons hatch able to speak Draconic.
Hmm.
So they're not animals. They don't have, beast speech. They are intelligent beings from the moment they are hatched.
So,
Unless
before
it's
he starts,
unless it's a pseudo dragon, which is, one of the creatures that looks like a dragon but isn't an actual
which
real
they
dragon.
could be,
Oh.
but we would.
Well, I don't speak Draconic.
No, Bacon.
Mhm.
Bacon, do you have proficiency in history? You do not. I'll still let you roll
He
it
has
because you're
half
from Dracon.
proficiency. And he has
Yeah,
half
you have a half proficiency and you're from Dracon, so I will let you roll your history check if you want.
And that would be my D20, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Check
Oh my goodness.
it.
That was a 6.
Okay. Bacon, you have not heard of, or at least can't remember hearing of, any dragons this small. Like, generally, dragons are, bigger. Like, starting out at large dog size when they hatch, going up to, enormous dragons. Generally, they're not, pocket sized.
These goblins are.
Would
So-
I be able to talk to them while playing? Actually, talk to the... Is the leader still in the area?
They're in the area, but they're like across the room. Dramoka and Ojutai are kind of talking quietly over where the food is cooking, while you guys are over at one of the tables. So
Yeah. Your instrument isn't a wind instrument, right? So it should be able to talk just fine.
I mean, you could talk. You would have to walk over there to talk to them.
Yes.
I was going to ask if I could get his attention and gesture for him to come to me, possibly.
I mean, you can. As he does, the dragon head disappears back into his shirt.
Hmm.
I would mention that I've noticed some of what I perceive to be the little one and ask how they are doing.
The little ones are fine.
Would I be able to talk to one? Or them?
Not at the moment. Only
Okay.
those that we can trust are allowed to communicate with the little ones.
Do they like shiny things?
They love shiny things.
They're dragons, silly.
I'm gonna pull out another one of those little balls. It's
Oh,
a
no,
little
don't.
bit bigger than the other ones.
Oh,
Looks
no.
essentially the little treasure planet ball. I'm gonna push
Okay.
a couple buttons on it and do some stuff and hand it over. And it's just gonna start essentially turn into a disco ball, but the lasers are coming out.
Mm-hmm. Ojutai takes it and says, "Oh, amusing."
Neat
For
little
the little one.
And Ojutai just kind of twists his hand and it disappears.
Ooh, magic trick.
Do
That was
the
cool.
do the little ones enjoy magic?
Some, but we are not at the point where you are able to do that.
They did seem to like the music, though.
Yes, they love music.
Oh. I
However, it is
oh.
time for
To
you to
leave?
be on your way.
Thank you for the meal.
Thank you.
It's greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Put
Yeah.
my instrument back in my pack.
Yes, I finish my meal, sling my lute upon my back.
While we're heading out, can I see if I notice anything strange about the leader?
Give me a perception check.
Guidance?
Yes, you can do guidance.
14.
Don't forget to roll the d4 and add that. Because you got guidance. And then your actual insight bonus.
It's the triangle one, the pyramid.
What happens when it's straight up? Is that a 4?
It's whatever
That's how it's
numbers
supposed
on
to
it.
be.
It's
You
a
count
4.
the number on the top.
It's a
Oh.
4.
Yeah,
Yes.
you read the number on the top.
4.
Okay, so add that to the... What did you roll with your d20?
14.
Okay, so 14 plus 4, that's 18, and then you add your perception.
I have a
Oh.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It is daytime, so
Ah!
you need to re-roll that d20 and tell me what you got there.
But isn't it dark inside the tent?
Yeah,
The
isn't
fo-
it dark inside the tent?
No, you said this was as you were walking out. You said as you were leaving.
Got him.
Wait.
It's not really dark in the tent. It's just
17.
So, okay, so you rolled a 17 this time?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
it's
taking the 14 plus 4, because with disadvantage you roll the d20 twice and you take the lower number.
Okay.
So the d20 plus 4 from guidance, so that's 18, plus your 3 because that's your perception bonus, and that's a 21. So as you're walking out, you see that the door to the larger tent is open at the moment. And as you look inside, you see a very small goblin child sitting on a gold throne. And on its neck is a silver chain, and there are 10 gold coins strung along the chain.
we did
And
not-
because you rolled a 21, you're able to see just very briefly before the door to the tent is closed that one of those coins has a dragon's fang embossed on it. And that's a good place for us to take a break. Welcome back. So, you all were headed out of the goblin camp and back to town with a valuable necklace to use as part of the trading for the things that the goblin tribe requested.
So, Bacon, let me have a look at that necklace.
That makes me nervous to begin with. Well, I'm right here, so I can watch. Okay.
Can I take a closer look at it?
I hand
Yes,
it
you're
over and
holding
keep a very close watch on you.
What are you trying to glean?
I want to see where it was made and what it is really. Like, why does it have so much value?
Okay. I'm going to rule that as an investigation check.
Guidance.
Ah! Oh, I gotta
Best
roll it.
cantrip ever.
Yes.
It really is.
I feel like I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3. It's so cool. I'm like, oh gosh. Thank you, Shadowheart.
Watch out for Asterion.
Oh, God.
I'm trying to think. For a single necklace to be worth all of that stuff.
I rolled a
That is-
I was
7.
gonna ask-
Okay. So with your plus 2, that's a 9.
Oh, and then I have a guidance.
Yes, roll the guidance.
Didn't really roll. It kind of just flopped.
It's a 1, isn't it?
Oh, it fell.
It's a
Floor
floor.
dice don't count.
These are hard. How do you roll these?
It's gravity check.
You can't really roll
is
a
how I roll
pyramid.
it.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna
It's
say
hard
this.
to roll a pyramid too.
Yeah.
so.
I mean, D4s are basically like caltrops. They just
Yeah.
are going to land and stay whichever way
3.
they land. Okay.
3.
That puts you at a 12. So with a 12, looking at the necklace, it is old. It's you don't recognize, the workmanship or anything. You do see that it has a number of finely cut gems in it that would definitely increase its value, which probably, you're not a merchant or anything, but as a thief, as a rogue, you've got some training in looking at things and knowing what they're worth, and this thing is definitely worth at least as much as everything you've been asked to buy, if not a little bit more. Just,
So-
depending on how
Okay.
well you can negotiate selling it. If you sell it through the guild, you'll probably get a better overall rate unless you're very good at haggling with someone. But even with the guild taking their cut, you'll probably have a little bit left over after getting everything you've been asked to buy.
So just on workmanship alone, it's worth enough to.
Workmanship and the gems in it.
Yeah, I was like, a single necklace worth all that.
I was going to
Is it
ask.
a magic necklace? But if it's worth it on workmanship alone, then
A well-made
on that
necklace in
vein, I was
Victorian
gonna
times
ask
could be
you
worth
to-
a house.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's a very, very, very fine.
It's like the difference between, what the regular people could afford and, stuff like that, and what the aristocracy and rich people in those times would spend on, like, a single thing is ridiculous when you look into it. Like, you could buy a house for, like, £600, Like, a good, like, 2 to 3 bedroom house with bathroom and, gas and running water and stuff in it for £600. And a rich person could spend that much on a hunting dog.
Mhm.
So, like,
It's a heavy dog.
fine necklace, that's not unusual for these times.
Mm-hmm.
If I ritual
Yeah,
cast
it looks fine on
identify,
you. Give it back.
You can.
We're walking.
yeah, I'm just gonna ritual cast identify and detect magic on it just to make sure there's nothing crazy with it.
Okay. Identifies it as a necklace from the first age. No inherent magic in it. Although when you cast detect magic, you do detect a faint trace of draconic magic on it. That's it. It's not like it's not
Yeah.
ensorcelled or enspelled or anything. It's just like
I just wanted to make sure.
some
Same trace.
draconic magic touched it
Like it's been in
recent-ish.
close contact.
We're not
Mhm.
transporting a secret bomb or something.
No.
Just
Just
me.
regular necklace.
Or necklace of speak draconic.
Nope. No special abilities, no magic. It's just a necklace.
I begrudgingly handed it back to Bacon.
Thank you.
It's quite a nice little trinket we've got here. We should probably be careful.
I agree. We should probably all keep a close eye on that.
Put it in a pouch so that travelers we meet on the road don't see it.
Oh, actually, yeah.
So we're headed back to.
Brindleford.
Do I have a belt pouch?
Oh yeah.
A belt with like a pocket in it, in and of itself.
Yes.
I think that's where I'm going to put it.
Okay.
Less likely to disappear than a pouch hanging somewhere.
You mean like built into the belt, like a hidden
Yes.
compartment.
I can always
Yeah.
hold it.
No, you can't.
Now, you stole silverware that one time. I'm not sure I trust you.
That was one time.
You went to steal gold and lost gold
That was one time.
another time.
You stole silver.
From a client.
Well,
Not judging. I'm
there's
just
context
acknowledging.
that's missing out. You know what? It's besides the point. So,
Context. It was really nice.
where should we sell it?
That is a good question. We want to make sure we get a good, if not better, price. Maybe a little bit extra to make the journey more comfortable.
I'm all for comfort.
Truly.
Would I have an idea of where we could get the best price for the necklace?
So if you were, a reputable trader, which none of you are, because none of you have the trader or merchant or guild artisan backgrounds, you might be able to persuade a trader to give you a good price with it. Otherwise, your best bet is probably going to be what most adventurers' best bet is: take it to the guild, let them take a small cut for,
Mhm.
selling it for you.
No, I do know a guy.
Gonna say it's quite possible we might know someone else who could offer a better price using connections.
You would know that if you go and sell it through a fence, they're going to take a much larger cut than the
Sure.
guild would. Because
Yeah,
fences move
I believe
illegal
it's
things,
about-
and they
Yeah.
take a commensurate amount of the profits.
My first thought was to maybe sell it to Abigail. That's a bit longer of a journey and might not be worth the investment in how much we would get out of it.
But I get a hug.
So the guild it is. Let's go back
Ah.
and get bacon as cookies.
Fair. Oh,
Nope,
cookies.
nope. I've sworn off of cookies. I'm going for muffins.
Whatever
Okay.
baked goods. Good luck.
So you all arrive uneventfully back at the guild hall. It's about evening at this point. There are no muffins, because they don't bake muffins at the guild. But you're able to go there and see the quartermaster, who is the one that takes these kinds of things. He looks up as you walk in. Freya, Ander, oh, and Semus. Your room's still intact, right?
Last I checked.
Okay, good. That's a relief. A
Didn't
shame.
leave anything behind that
Bacon.
might have changed that, did you?
That's for me to know and them to find out.
You are on your last room, right? If this one gets blown up, you're not allowed in the guild hall anymore.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Well,
Just
I've been looking for a place out in town.
I might need to go to my room.
okay. What are you all here
Right.
for?
We're here to
Bacon.
I was going to hand the necklace to Freya to hand over, so she can hold it one more time before.
and try to
Thank you.
sell it
Yes.
up.
I try to cast minor illusion on the necklace to allow it to shine.
Well, I could
Just
just
a little
cast
bit more bright and
prestidigitation to
colorful.
clean it up.
We did manage to link up with the goblins. And it turns out that they are quite the traders. They've actually given us this.
Oh, lucky dogs. So you're here to sell this and then get whatever they wanted in trade?
Yes.
That would be
Looking
correct.
for a long list of supplies.
Okay. Do you want me to get the supplies for
Now-
you as well? I can just take care of both of
That would
those.
be brilliant. I hand over the list.
Okay. He looks at the list. Looks at the
At least you got to hold it one more
necklace.
time.
Looks at, just kind of glances at all of you after looking at the necklace and just rolls his eyes. And then he's like, I don't need the light show to see the quality of the necklace.
Well, thought maybe it might brighten your day a little bit.
Hey,
You know,
Bart,
I've been
I got
an
a-
adventurer for 30 years before you even crawled out of the cradle, Shane. Oh, let me see it. He takes the necklace, he looks it over, he's like, okay, yeah. This should cover everything with a little bit left over, so. And that's after taking out the guild fees. If they've got more pieces like this, you might want to see about trading more things for it. He
Yes,
takes
they-
it and stores away the necklace. Takes the list, he's like, alright, I'll get in touch and we should have this by about mid-morning tomorrow. I'll have some of the traders probably lend you a caravan
Yes.
for it.
It would be greatly
Called them-
appreciated.
They called themselves the Coin Goblins, and very intrigued by the knowledge of the Adventurers Guild.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's always new tribes that travel and haven't, come into contact with
They are not
our
a new
people
tribe.
Yeah, they were surprised that.
new to us.
Yes.
After all, there are tribes that the Aviatrix Empire allows to wander in and out of their territories without bothering, so if
Yes.
they're a trader, tribe very well could be one of those.
They did say they came from the west.
Makes sense then. Anything else unusual about them?
The smaller they were, the higher in the hierarchy they seemed to be.
That's odd.
Yes.
Very odd.
Also,
Mhm.
Draconic seemed to be more their native language.
They're very friendly people.
For some,
Goblin. Yes.
I did
And
notice.
he's taken-
Friendly but cautious.
He's taken out a notebook and is like taking notes.
There was something I
Not
caught
sure
a
if we should
glimpse of.
mention that. I don't feel comfortable mentioning that.
What? You weren't even there.
I,
We're trying to operate on trust.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about what I saw.
About the coins hierarchy
Okay.
or something?
No, I peeked into the hut when the door was closing, and
really?
there was another small goblin child, and this one had 10 points.
Oh. So
Intriguing.
the one we met was not the chief, perhaps?
It appeared like
No.
whoever was in the room that I saw was of higher rank. But we didn't get to meet them. And I don't even think they mentioned anybody, did they?
Not that I recall, no. We were under the impression we were speaking with the chief, the one in charge. However,
Don't
he did
remember him.
admit.
Point of order.
Mhm.
You were introduced to Ojitai as one of the council.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. I do remember you saying that.
And what did they say about getting to 10?
That's
That would be
completion.
perfection.
Completion.
Yeah. 10 at 10 is completion for them, not 7. Perfection.
Sounds vaguely draconic.
So is this something that any of these odd facts, something that you've heard of before?
Well, 10 being a number of completion, that's a thing that can, I mean, it's an old thing that that was taught in Dracan, but most dragons have 4 claws. So 4 and 8 are their prime numbers, you could say. There were some tribes of dragons that had 5, though. But they haven't been seen for thousands of years. If you could
Maybe
find
why
a trick
they-
base of those, the theocracy of Dracan would be very interested in that.
How interesting.
Reward money interested, Freya.
we
Somebody
will ask
speaking
David.
Freya's language.
Shiny.
We can ask them if they know anything.
Be careful. New tribes, they can be touchy sometimes. Especially if they've run into greedier adventurers in the past.
I'm sure we'll be fine. We got along quite well. We even shared a meal with them.
Very true.
The bards
Luckily-
played.
Okay. Well, if you learn anything else, let me know. I'll see what we can
Yeah.
find out about that.
But meet you here tomorrow? And you'll have
Yes.
the supplies?
Yes, we'll have it in front of the guild hall mid-morning tomorrow.
And
Sounds great.
Okay.
well, I, for one, would like to get off of my feet and lay my head somewhere comfortable.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
And we go to the inn. Indon?
I
And we
mean,
have
the what?
rooms in the guild.
The guild.
You can sleep with rooms at the guild. They're about the comfort level of an average inn. Slightly cheaper
Okay.
for, guild members. So it's a little bit like slumming it for Freya's usual taste, but
We're already
you can also go to one of the nicer inns in town if you want and spend the 3 gold for a night.
Well, perhaps maybe,
whatever. It's going to be a big payday anyway. You heard that he said that we had enough left over. I'm going to treat myself. You do whatever you want.
So I actually hear how much is left over. I'll.
what inn are you headed to?
What were the names of them again?
I hadn't given any names yet.
There
Oh.
was there was a
We'll
nice
say one of
one.
them is called the Rose and Thorn.
That one.
It's fair. Perhaps they could room up some entertainment for the night for trade?
No, this kind of inn, they have their own entertainment
Mhm.
already booked, so
Curses.
you either pay gold or you don't stay.
I can go along. Is there a place to stop and get muffins?
Yes, there are
Or
bakeries
bakers.
in Brundleford. It's a large town.
Well,
And you're only
at the time of
about
night.
a week away from the festival.
What time is
But
it?
I was checking because of the time of night.
It's about dusk.
It's-
It's about evening.
So stores are starting to shut down, probably.
You've still got like an hour or two before, the shops all close.
I'm going to head to the Rose and Thorn, have me some dinner, and enjoy a nice bath and the down comforter.
Okay. Yeah, it's very luxurious accommodations at the Rose and Thorn. Costs you 3 gold a night, but it comes with a meal and, all the hot bath water you could want from the running water in the inn.
Hot water is nice. It's been a while since I felt pure heat. I guess my belongings will be safe here at the guild for now, and I could afford to treat myself once or twice in a lifetime.
Here, here!
I'll head to the Rose and Thorn as well and enjoy a night.
Ah, a person of culture, I see. You
I
might
think
not
I'll
be
go
that
there
bad.
too. Because I got to go out and get some muffins anyways, and it's close to a place I've been looking at.
These muffins do intrigue me.
I've been looking at a place on Drury Lane.
I think I know that man.
Which man?
The Muffin Man.
Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin.
Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man.
Yes, he's
Wait.
on Drury Lane.
Oh,
So,
I think I know that.
you all head to the various places you're going, get some muffins, eat,
Mhm.
bathe, and relax, and have a nice evening of rest and recuperation.
Muffled explosions from my room.
As long as it's only explosions and no smells, we're good.
Okay.
Knock
And-
on Semus's door and be like, "Everything okay in there?"
Yep, fine. Nothing to see here.
I just
That's
want
not
I want to
burning
picture
hair.
like your hair just like that like just like
Oh,
out of the
frizz.
frizz, just frizz.
Oh my gosh! It
Classic.
is. Everyone came to the Rose and Thorn.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did y'all stayed at
I believe I did.
you did.
Yes.
Looks like everyone
That's
stayed
mine.
at the Rose or went to the Rose and Thorn.
Okay. Hearing the explosions, and feeling.
I need to roll something to see if Insemus is going to be barred from the Rose and Thorn going forward.
Um.
Odd or even.
Let's go on.
Okay, well, tomorrow morning Insemus is going to be found to be barred from the Rose and Thorn in the future. Because I rolled a 12.
Fair.
Oh my god. That I think that took care of what I was thinking about, but feeling a little impish, I cast thaumaturgy to create
Make it louder.
make it yes to create another explosion outside his door.
I
Okay.
barge into the hallway. Are you serious? You follow me here on my relaxing time, and you can't stop blowing things up.
Not my fault they blow up. They're supposed to stay in the wires.
Okay. Just please. For the rest of the evening. Just peace, quiet, relaxation.
I think this might be how he relaxes.
Going in my room.
At this point, that a very large furbolg knocks on Insemus's door and just says, "No tinkering."
For the hour or for the night?
For the night.
So I can do more tomorrow.
Not here.
Hmm.
But he's a tanker, not a knight.
I'll stop banging on stuff, I guess.
Good. And he just closes the door, turns and walks away. Once again,
Oh,
Victorian times, y'all. You're not gonna get the same leeway as you would in medieval times.
I put up my instruments, the belongings that I carry, and I tuck in for the night after enjoying a nice hot bath for once, enjoying the heat.
Okay.
I've got my muffins. I've gotten cleaned up. I had some food, had some ale, and it's a good time to tuck in.
All right. Anyone doing anything else before
Especially
they
now if
go
the
to sleep?
loud noises have quit.
I do my exercises after, and then I take my bath, and then I meditate. Because I don't have to
Okay.
sleep.
Yep.
I just go stargaze for an hour or two before I go to sleep, but that's it.
Okay.
Wake up in the morning.
Alrighty. So, you all have a peaceful, relaxing night, gain the effects of a long rest, and in the morning, you're, allowed to check out, and Semus has to pay an extra 2 gold for repairs to his room, and is barred from the Rose and Thorn in the future.
And the stay was 3 gold, right?
Yes.
So removing that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
There we go.
Alright, so unless there's anything else, about mid-morning you're able to meet the quartermaster out in front of the guild. He has a number of horses and donkeys with supplies loaded on them. It's, as far as you can tell, everything that was on the list.
Thank you, quartermaster.
Oh yes, and here, he takes out a bag and hands it to you, says, "This is what was left."
Thank you very much, quartermaster.
And inside is 20 gold.
Cool. You look
I
like
think
you're
I will,
expecting more.
I think I'm going to hold on to that.
I'll pass it out. Split it up.
Okay. So each of you gets 4 gold.
I pocket mine.
Same. Well, you were right. It covered our night at the Rose and Thorn. Quite
Worth it.
a nice evening.
Most of us.
True.
Those
One
of us that
gold
didn't
for
destroy anything.
it was 1 gold to blow up a room. It's fine. There's plenty more. You do it 199 more times.
I don't know.
Please don't.
They might increase the price every time you do it.
Not if I go to a different
Oh
one
my
every
God.
time.
There's not that many inns in town.
No, but I guess maybe we could put a disguise on him if need be.
The quartermaster just looks at you all and says, I don't want to know. And just walks back into the guild hall.
All right, so back to the goblin camp we go.
Onward.
I'll sit on the caravan and
I was
guard
gonna
over
climb
the
on the
supplies.
wagon too, because I'm not walking.
I mean, y'all have horses.
You have
that
horses.
can
Or
ride.
or riding. That's work too.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I've got my horse, and I feel like being mobile might be
Okay.
Be a what?
being mobile, being able to.
Oh, you feel like being mobile. Okay.
Yeah. In other words, to be able to go in front of and behind the caravan to make sure no one's trying to come up on us.
Fair. I mount my horse and pull out the lute to start the age-old traveling song through the forest to the goblin camp we go.
Okay.
But you're gonna say through the forest and the flames.
It's derivative. Wait till I get
Is
to the
there a
solo.
river on their way?
Is it what on the way?
A river.
No, there is not a river on the way.
So it's not going to be over the river and through the woods to the goblin camp we go.
No. I mean, that may be the way the song goes, but it's not going to be the way your journey goes.
Yeah.
The wheels on the wagon go round and round.
While I'm on the wagon, I'm going to be keeping an eye out for the small creature on the way back
Mhm.
that we saw on the way there.
Think the small creature was the small dragons, Freya.
I believe that is a possibility. Small,
Not-
well hidden, not
Not
leaving
sure
many
how
tracks.
those adventurers would have heard about dragon, but not the goblins. But
Especially their size. Could be leprechauns.
those wouldn't be creatures.
Leprechauns are, in fact, intelligent beings. They are denizens of one of the countries.
We're all creatures. You know, tomato, potato. Anyway, I'm keeping an eye out.
Okay, roll me your perception.
Guidance.
Thank you, Shadowheart.
11.
Is that with the D4?
Oh no. It's a D floor.
The D4 is the one you least want to be on the floor because it is like a tiny caltrop.
It's worse than stepping on a Lego.
It is worse than stepping on a Lego.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that. Yikes.
I've never split a tendon in my foot
it
from
always-
stepping on a D4.
It always lands with the pointy side up. So
Oh no. Yeah, that's funny. I got a 4.
okay. So 4 plus 11 plus your perception. What is your perception?
Passive? Or no. On the
But
top?
no, next to the next two in the skill list.
Plus 3.
Okay. And then roll me that D20 again because you have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Blinded by the light.
19.
Okay, so it is the 14 plus 11
11
plus 4 plus 3. So 18 is your total for your perception check. You see that you can see from tracks along the trail that the independent adventurers that were here yesterday seem to have moved further up the trail and kind of gone off into the woods, but you don't see them. You also don't see any trace of creature they said they were looking for.
Okay.
So
That's a bummer.
So further
By-
up the trail than they were the day before when we came across them. And we didn't come across them on the way back.
You didn't.
So.
Anyhow,
Mm.
the dice have decreed that you do not run into any problems along the way, despite my best efforts. And so
We could go
You
look for
arrive.
problems.
you arrive at the goblin camp, and the goblins see you. They most of them just wave and welcome. One of the largest hobgoblins goes running off to the main tent, and shortly thereafter, hang on a sec. Whoop. Well, floor dice don't count. Good thing I have 3 sets of these. Okay. This time a different goblin child comes out. He has 8 coins around his neck. He looks at you all. He says, "Yeah, I am Silumgar, council member as well. Ojutai has told us of the deal you made. Let us see what you have brought us in return."
Well, boys,
Okay.
We
Yeah.
brought them everything they wanted. I would like to offer him the 20 gold from what I have as the change they got back for the necklace.
You mean you're
Okay.
4?
if
No,
No,
I was going to take 20 gold total out of mine.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Oh, okay.
So he looks over all the goods you've brought and takes the 20 gold coins, and he gives a very deep and formal bow to Bacon. And he says in Draconic, "It is good that the stories of the children of Bahamut prove true. You are honorable." And he looks around and says, "Very well." He just claps his hands, and a whole bunch of the goblins and hobgoblins get up and start unloading the wagon and the donkeys that had packs on them. And he says, "Come, the chieftain will speak to you now." And he leads you towards the large tent that's in the center of the camp.
I follow.
as do I.
All right. Yeah.
Follow.
I follow along.
Okay. When you all arrive, you see Dramoka and Ojutai standing on either side of a small golden throne that appears to be made out of dozens and hundreds of coins, like stuck together. Like they're individual coins, but they've very clearly been attached together to form this throne. And there's another goblin child with them that has 9 coins on the string around his neck. Silumgar looks at you all and says, "Kolagan, Atarka will be with us shortly." And he goes and he stands to the side of the throne as well. And it's about a minute or so later that a small goblin woman, child, about a head shorter than the rest of them, walks in. And in her hands, she has 3 small dragons. And each of them is clutching a single gold coin.
Bakins.
Hello. We
Hello?
are grateful for your assistance. And as you've proven yourself trustworthy, she looks at Bacon and says in Draconic, as you had hoped the children of Bahamut would be, we have decided to entrust you with some of the younglings. They need to travel. And she looks at you all and she hands one of them to Bacon. She hands one of them to Ashane. And the last one she hands to Ander. And she says, they like to travel. It is necessary for their development. And either you must travel with them or give them to someone who will travel. Many times traders are good for that. Sometimes adventurers, though adventurers do sometimes take advantage of the youngling's ability to smell out hidden treasures.
I feel very honored
Oh.
by this.
Yes.
Truly, truly, I am honored. What are their names? What should we call them in our journeys?
She points to the one that you're holding and says, this one is Asmati. Points to the one that Ander is holding. This is Niv.
Yeah.
And the one that Bacon's holding, she says, this is Palladia.
Are there any more?
She looks at you. And let me see, Freya. Okay. Freya, you see again that one of the coins she has on her neck, unlike all the other coins in the camp that are just blank, one of the coins on the string around her neck has an embossed dragon's fang on it.
I start to recall my dream.
Yay.
And I ask, that fang, what does it mean? I've seen it before.
She looks at you, and her eyes narrow slightly. And she says, where did you see it before?
Well, most recently, in a dream.
I see. And what was this dream about, young night elf?
Well, he showed it to me. I'm supposed to be on the lookout for someone and deliver a message.
Who are you looking out for? And what message do you bring?
Well, I am to find one of the fangs.
Her eyebrows go up. And Bacon, you can roll a history check at that.
Guidance?
My pen is
No,
stuck.
not on this.
Okay.
Okay.
This is just one of those.
So
Does
that'll be a
Bacon recall this or
D20.
not?
Yeah,
This is a D20, and I'm going for the. What's that word? Switching from screen to screen. Because I rolled a 4, but I could use my inspiration, could I not? Would it be recommended in this case?
I mean, that's purely your decision. But yes, you could use your inspiration if you want.
I think I will let it go this time. Yeah, I rolled.
Okay.
Throw away the shoebox.
So, Bacon, you kind of get the feeling like that word when Freya said she was looking for one of the fangs. That's something you should know, but you're kind of distracted by everything else going on in here, and so
I have a
it
new
just
little
kind of
friend.
floats through your mind in a way. Yes, you are very preoccupied with the small dragon that's holding a gold coin.
And what was her name again?
The one you had was named Asmadi, I believe.
Oh, that was mine.
Oh, okay, then his is
Mine
Palladia.
started with a P.
Yes.
Yes, yours is Palladia.
I have Nev.
Yes.
I roll to see if I recognize what kind of dragon it is.
You can roll. Any of you can roll this actually.
okay.
Either a history check or an Arcana check.
Oh, I get a
Seems to me-
second chance. My numbers. Whether I want to do.
I
history-
rolled an Arcana check, an 11 plus. I have a +2.
So that's a 13. Okay.
I got a soft 20 for
Okay.
either one of them. They're both +6.
All right.
I got a 1. It's going in the jail.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I got
I'm
an
trying to figure out which
11.
one I should roll.
I mean, it's up to you. Whichever one's higher.
I'm scrolling back through my list because
hmm
they're about
They-
the same. Well, they're the same either way.
Stat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
there's a
stat.
stat.
I was looking to see which one I might have had a better.
Proficiency bonus for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Wish me luck. 8. Better.
Not a 1.
It's true. It's not a
And
1.
it's better than the 4 earlier.
hmm So for those of you whose Arcana check totaled 10 or above,
Okay.
you know it looks to be a dragon, just a very miniature one. Those of you who are rolled a 13 or above, you recognize that this is definitely a true dragon. It's not a, you know, not a pseudo dragon or anything like that. And you rolled a soft 20, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so anyone who rolled a soft 20 or above,
Yep.
you know that you notice that these dragons, one, they're clutching the coin in their claws. Like, they're holding on to it. They are not letting go of this coin.
Okay.
And their claws have 5 talons, not 4 like the true dragons usually do. They are definitely true dragons.
Hmm.
And that is all you get with an Arcana check. So, she looks at Freya and says, "Come with me." She looks around and says, Pelican. Motions to the one with 9 coins and says, "Give the rest of them the payment for the gathering of supplies for us, and let the tribe know we will be decamping in the morning." And then she reaches up, takes Freya's hand, and just leads her to another room in the tent.
I glance back and just follow.
Yes, you get the interview, but we have the dragon.
So, Freya, you get into the back room with her, and she kind of closes the door flap behind you both. And she turns to you, and I need you to make a wisdom save.
No guidance for you.
Dang it, Shadowheart.
Still has the inspiration die, right?
She does have the inspiration die if she needs it.
I do. When I'm doing a save, which one do I roll?
You roll the d20, and then you add your wisdom modifier in this case.
And I wouldn't be able to do Bardic Inspiration for her.
You would have had to have done that earlier.
That's what I thought, yeah. Okay.
This isn't. I'm guessing this isn't a charm effect, right?
It is not a charm effect.
Not advantage.
Nope.
17.
17? Okay.
Plus-
So with the...
Where's my wisdom? Oh. +1.
1 is not 0.
Yeah.
It's not negative either.
Wise.
So, 18. With an 18, you feel a wave of fear just roll over you as she stares at you. And it is... You're able to fight it back, but like you recognize this is a supernatural effect. And she looks at you and says, "Who is he? And who told you about the fangs? You who do not even speak the language of dragons."
Although I might not speak the language of the dragons, that doesn't mean that I haven't spent good amount of time among people. Can I see if I'm being threatened?
Roll me your insight.
Dang it, Shadowheart. 13 plus 5 plus 5.
Okay. So that would be an 18. Okay. You don't feel like you're being immediately threatened, but you do feel like your answers to her questions are going to determine whether or not that stays the same. And because of how high you rolled, I'm going to give you a small bonus because of your perception. You notice that her pupils have gone from regularly circular pupils to vertical slit pupils.
Have you made the connection?
So I found you. He wanted me to tell you. Firstly, that he hopes you're doing well. And to answer your question, when I was wondering, fleeing, rather, I was approached by an old man in the forest. He helped me. He introduced me to a group. And that is how I spent my days training, living, eating, being a part of the talents of justice. And
Her
this
nostrils flare at that name.
dream I spoke of, he told me to look for the coin with the fang, pass along the message.
Was there anything else with the message?
I forgot.
Sorry for leaving you behind.
I'm sorry.
I've been thinking we should have had the notebooks out at the start.
I
Sorry
wrote
for
it.
leaving-
I can't read it.
Sorry
Okay.
for leaving you behind, right?
Yes.
Was it sorry
that
for?
is-
Oh, that makes sense. It looks like pizza. That makes sense.
Sorry for leaving you pizza. It's right next to my cookies.
I was like, wait. So sorry.
Okay.
Not
So-
for leaving pizza. Okay.
Everybody'd be happy to be left pizza.
Okay. So, his message was that he was sorry for leaving you behind.
She closes her eyes, takes a deep breath. When she opens her eyes, they've gone back to the normal circular pupil. Says, I see the old man still likes to play his games. Well, I and mine are doing well. We have survived, though I've been in slumber for many years, and the world has changed. And I'm sure the old man knows there are greater changes coming. She looks at you, Freya, and she says, so you were one of the talons of justice.
I what?
Ugin always did like his puppets. Well. Thank you for the message. I will, I suppose, send the old man a message of my own before too long. But in the meantime, she reaches into her coat and pulls out a small black dragonling that's clutching onto a coin and says, "This one's name is Nicole. You may take her. Keep her safe. Travel with her. She may help you in the future."
I promise to do just that. Hello, Nico.
Black dragon.
Oh, and don't try to take the coin from any of them. They come with the coin stays with them.
Foiled again.
I put Nico on my shoulder.
She immediately dives into your shirt, like inside the collar, and just like sits on your shoulder, just with her head just barely poking out.
I suppose I have a little bit of explaining to do with the others.
Perhaps, but I don't think you need to worry too much about that. The nature of your guild for you to be allowed your own choices, is it not?
Right. Well, thank you. And I'm sure you and I will be best friends. And I give a bow and turn to go back to the main room.
She just kind of nods her head at you and opens the door, and once you leave, she follows you out. In the meantime, the rest of you have been given 200 gold in payment for the that's 200 gold total in payment for the, gathering and transporting of supplies. So that'll be 40 gold apiece.
Who has it?
Each of you can add that to your sheet. It was given to Ander, since Ander has kind of been the spokesperson for the group.
Oh, Ander! I got one too.
Cool.
I think you have something for me.
Yes. Here's 40 gold.
Thank you.
That
You
chat
have a
went
friend as
well.
well.
Seems to have been quite beneficial.
I told you all it would work out.
And she looks at the rest of you, says, "Thank you for your assistance. Our tribe will consider you as friends in the future as long as you treat the younglings well. As said, if you find yourself unable to travel with them, then please trade them to someone who will care for them but also travel with them, as it is best in their development time for them to see many places."
Will
Will
do.
do.
I nod my head. And I will treat it. I will treat it as my own.
Where are you guys headed next?
We will probably return to the nest for now. store the supplies there, and then see what we may find. I've not been awakened long, so the world has changed much since I was last about.
Hmm. These little fellows have any special dietary needs we should keep track of?
They can eat whatever. They prefer meat, of course, being dragons. Just make sure that you do not try to take their coin from them.
Got it.
Yeah.
Understood.
I don't know if you'd be interested, but there is a festival soon.
Really? What kind?
I'm
Lots
just
of
It's a trading festival.
yeah,
It's
lots
a
of
fair.
tradesfolk,
There we go.
many merchants, and which will be converging. Mm, you said it's about a week or something, or
It's about a week away, yeah.
about a week in town, just a few hours south of camp, right?
Hmm.
Well, we may send some folk there then. Stay in the area long enough for that. It's good to make contacts and gather information from around Perrin. Thank you.
Yes.
How
I'll
many
make sure
people
that-
know about the dragons?
I'm sure there are tales from the last time we came through here that the younglings can seek and find hidden treasures, precious metals, things of the sort. Is
Yes,
that ability that allows us to gather the things that we do for trade.
Oh,
Yes.
Hmm.
we should probably try to keep them on the down low.
Please
Yes.
do defend them from any that would try to take them.
Absolutely.
Of course.
When we're on our way here,
There were adventurers that
Oh.
were.
Some folks who had
Mhm.
heard rumor of,
small
I
creatures.
suspect, are these little fellows.
Yes, one
I
of
didn't
the
seem to be aware of you guys, though. Clan.
one of the younglings went on an adventure, and we had to find her and bring her back. She may have been spotted by some travelers along the way, so if there was one that knew of the history of this area, they might have recognized what she was.
Well, nobody's gonna lay a finger on my Nico. Nope. We're going to be a very good team.
Very well.
Really.
We appreciate your assistance.
Likewise.
Yes.
Thank you.
Pleasure was ours.
We'll be sure to pass along the word to the guild that you may be sending some to the festival. Most people don't look too kindly on goblins and hobgoblins, and even if they are civilized.
If any cause us trouble, even the youngest of us can defend ourselves.
I have no doubt.
Yes.
I'm totally enamored. My dragon.
Yeah, it's about the size of your palm.
Oh yeah, I'm just
Well,
scheming
yeah.
over here.
I've noticed that Freya had placed it on her shoulder, so I move Azamati.
Holding it in her hands like a Metal detector.
You're like, okay, right. So right
as soon
outside
as
of
you put
town.
it on your shoulder, it dives inside your shirt and like perches on your shoulder inside the shirt.
Okay, so
That seems to be how they're
That looks like a
comfortable.
good idea.
Yes.
right outside the town. That's where we should start.
Little dowsing machine.
That's
So, at this point, you are free to leave, do whatever you like. Is there anything you'd like to do before heading back to the guild?
Mm,
I would like to visit the nest sometime, but I don't think that's it.
They're not willing to talk about where the nest is exactly,
No.
even with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
um,
It did say they needed meat.
This is true.
I was going to stop by the mess hall for a last meal with them.
Yeah,
I was
they-
about to suggest maybe a parting of ways with a meal and some light entertainment. The little ones seem to enjoy that.
Yes, please play the song you did last time.
Of course.
So
I would be more than happy to.
they are happy to feed you, and everyone in the camp seems much friendlier towards you all this time around instead of being kind of standoffish. They come up and talk to you. And anyone who has an insight of 15 or above, you notice that their mannerisms, their habits, their actions seem to be inversely proportional with their age. The younger looking ones and the smaller ones seem to be much more mature, and the larger and older looking ones seem to be much more like excitable and everything. It seems to go along with the hierarchy that you saw before.
Are we in the food area now?
yes.
All right. I actually use my instrument of illusions to create visual effects of tiny baby dragons and snow dancing in the air around me. And come on, where is it? I actually use thaumaturgy to increase the sound so that the entire camp, or hope as much as possible, more of the camp can hear and enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They enjoy it. They're happy.
We're vibing.
Neat trick with the carrying the sound.
At
I
some
might-
point, I'm going to give each of your little dragons one of those shiny marbles, too.
Is that one
Not
fart?
the stinky ones, I hope.
No, it's the disco
It's
ball.
just a marble.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so paranoid?
That was the first one. It was just a marble. Till it made a sound, a smell.
Does it
But at least these don't go boom.
or do they?
The dragons seem to be happy to take the shiny baubles and just hold them. All right, and that is where we will end the session for the evening. Going to, in the same order as we did it before, ask you for roses, thorns, and who deserves extra inspiration for their role play today. So, starting with Cirque.
That's a first for me. So I'm guessing roses, praise,
Yes,
thorns.
things you enjoyed. And
Okay. I really enjoyed I enjoyed everything. I had let me get the name. Sorry, my brain and names are very difficult. I really enjoyed in Samas's clever use of the little baubles doing different things here and there. That was very. I had a lot of fun there. I really enjoyed the history and insight Freya brought in with this whole the talons of justice and this mystery that's building. And I thought it was really cool of Bacon's being Dragonborn, how that kind of really allowed the group to kind of have that in. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was interesting for me because Bacon was not originally planned to be part of this game, and so
Yeah, exactly.
that
Yeah.
actually added a layer to it that I hadn't anticipated.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So final thing is bonus inspiration. Whoever you think did the best job with role playing, or you just really enjoyed something they did, you say,
Mhm.
I think they should get an extra inspiration. And
Okay.
based on what you guys say, someone will get a bonus inspiration to use whenever they need to in the next game they're in.
Okay. Totally objective. I do have to say I think Sav did an amazing job role playing Freya, really getting into character, and especially the disappointment and then the joy of not getting a dragon and then getting a dragon.
You cut
I
that
felt
too,
it.
huh?
I felt it. Yes. I actually felt guilty having a dragon at first. I wasn't giving her up. I wasn't giving
You
it
weren't
up,
gonna give me
but-
your dragon though.
Mm-mm.
All right. Ryan, Roses, Thorns, bonus inspiration.
Thorns, I didn't really have any. It was great all around. Rose is pretty much the same thing. Like it was just a great story the whole way around. It just everybody. I don't want to say playing their part because that makes it sound like everybody was, had something specific to do. It meshed really well. The story was really well told. Everybody kind of found a niche to fill. It was fun.
Okay.
Inspiration, I'd probably give to Anders, just because he was kind of leading the pack.
All
Need someone to be the face of the
right.
party.
He definitely led you guys in a more peaceful resolution.
That's
True.
true.
Which it will be very interesting to see what happens if one day you guys don't have a level-headed member of the party to kind of
Yeah, right.
Explosion.
rein in the chaos.
Oh, it's so funny.
Once again, you are free to do whatever you feel like doing as long as you are willing to accept the consequences.
Consequences.
So, moving on to Max.
Really enjoyed the getting to meet this new group of goblins who are very unusual and like would have tried to dig deeper, but probably would have been pushing into why are the smaller ones the ones in charge? What? But that would have probably gotten being not less friendly.
I
So-
mean, here's the thing: you are always welcome to ask and interact with NPCs more. I don't have set endpoints for the stories. I kind of give you guys a situation, let you do what you want, and hand you consequences as they come. And then when it seems like a natural endpoint has been reached, we end the story for the night.
In the moment, I was like, having just met these folks, asking and I don't think I was one of the ones that pass the check to notice that, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, so that was really fun. The how folks characters ended up interacting with their backstory impacted how the world the story changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sav's background as from being a Talon, Bacon being a Dragonborn, Semus being artificer who keeps blowing things up and that getting him in trouble. Need to build that guy an outside workshop.
He may or may not need to build his own alchemist lab at some point.
Yeah.
Or buy one.
He's someone with shape or stone shape and wall of stone to build him.
And bonus inspiration? Oh, sorry, thorns, yes.
Not sure. Think the maybe we could have gotten more out of that interaction with the adventurers on the road. It did tie in, but it felt in the moment like, how is this gonna be relevant? Is is there something we're missing here? So, also, we're just passing these folks on the road, so don't want to stop the horses, go search and disrupt what they're doing, make them angry at us. So, that could have been. This felt like
You trying to pick a fight?
well, I was feeling like I could try to do stuff, but I also don't want to,
Antagonize.
No, yeah,
Right,
you were
it
actually
was
the most
antagonizing.
level headed versus everybody else.
I'm really hoping
was-
someone would start the fight so that we could go get their prey too. But, like,
since they weren't providing any information about what their prey was. It was kind of would be a crapshoot to go, and ended up not being something we would have worked out anyway, since their prey had already returned home.
I'll say there's a possibility it could have worked out in our.
It could have.
Yeah.
I prefer aggressive diplomacy.
No way. Shocker.
Bonus inspiration, I think. Semus for getting so in character with the being sort of the crotchety, also tinkering and blowing stuff up, and
That was really fun.
like, what do you mean this is a problem?
I'm old. I do what I want.
Oh, you stupid young kids.
Yeah.
All right. And Sav?
So much fun, really fun. I loved it all. This was the first. I think this is my third time playing
Mhm.
D&D, and I feel like that Baldur's Gate knowledge was like coming out. I was like, man, okay, like I know
told
like
you
what's
it would.
going on, you know.
Mhm.
When you said speak to animals, I was like, no, I know that word, you know, like guidance, let's go. Like,
There are no cows around.
no cows,
Yet.
though.
Yet.
Yeah, I would say that's my thorn is the lack of cows. Like,
You got a dragon.
I got a dragon. No, actually, it was really great. I love the story. There were several points when I was like, I have no idea what's going on, you know, which I like that. You know, you don't want to know what's going on. You don't want to know where it's going or leading because you want to be in it, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like that elicited like really genuine reactions from the what are we called? Are we a team? Posse?
Party.
Oh,
Group.
party. I like that too. That's cool. You know, from the party, it was really fun. I thought the dynamic was really cool. I agree with the whole, like, you know, like everybody, like, it's like it felt very well rounded, in my opinion. Yeah, that was cool. That was the first one that I didn't do any combat with, so that was like, it was a different, like, you know, vibe for sure. It was more like and like investigating, like story, like that was cool. I liked it a lot. I liked being able to show a little bit of, you know, Freya's backstory a little bit, you know, because having the surface level stuff, you know, is like really it's fun. I'm excited about that because I haven't made a character in a really long time, so that was like really exciting. So I appreciated that, and I liked how that tied in. I thought everybody did such a good job. It was so fun to see. I liked that Max like was like, okay, get like, so we're here to like, you know, like the first time you talked, you were like, yeah, we're here to like, you know, do some stuff. I like that. Too, because it balanced it out, because I feel like your character is also like, you know, you're very it's very even.
The dad of the group.
Yeah, like like you're wrangling in these like whatever, they're like you know, whatever people.
And Olaf isn't here.
Yeah, right. It was just chaos, you know. Shouts out to our new homies.
Yeah.
Big applause for that. That was cool. How seamless that was. It was nice, and I really like the way that you set that up, John, with the guild. It just makes sense, you know, to where it's not like weird. We have new people. What is going on? You know. So that was cool. Yeah, not enough cows.
Needs more
No.
cowbell.
That's it. That's all. Yeah.
Gotta have
it's-
more cowbell.
Gotta have more cowbell. Got a fever. I would say inspiration. This is a toughie. Because I feel like everybody did so well. You know. I could just like. Can I give one of my inspirations? I could just give 4 out right now.
Roll a d4. Let the dice
Okay.
decide.
All right. Good.
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. Yeah.
Let the dice gods decide.
I think I do want to give it to Cirque though, because of there was always of every opportunity that you took for playing your instrument, and like also like the creativity around like the lights and like the different things, and like even like, you know, glamorizing like the, is that a word? You know, like the necklace. You're like, yeah, let's just you were like Salt Bae, like with everything, you know, you're just like adding that extra seasoning on every single thing that we did, you know, just like, yeah, I'm just gonna be a little extra here. Pooh. oh yeah, let's add some glimmer there. Pow! You know, it was really good. I liked that a lot, so I'm gonna give you that. That's all I have.
A bard being extra. Never heard that before.
I know, right? Who expects that?
Speaking of a bard, Bacon.
Bacon!
Again.
Well, Rose's, it was great fun. Good companions.
Mhm.
I liked the storyline, though it took me a little while to warm. Can't really think of a thorn. I think I'll do the bonus inspiration to Anders.
Okay. So I've got multiple votes for multiple people. So I'm going to say Ensimas and Anders, you both get an inspiration this time.
Okay.
So mark it on your sheet. And thank you all for coming tonight. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.